I'm Noam.
And I'm Justin.
Welcome to CompareForexBrokers. We started CompareForexBrokers over 10 years ago now, and today we're going to give you a bit of an overview of our website and why you can trust us. All right, Justin, why don't we get into it? It's been a short 10 years, pleased to say. Hasn't been too bad working with you over the last 10 years, but basically we started our business 10 years ago now, and we get a lot of questions in comments and emails, people that kind of get in touch with us, wanting to work out whether we're trustworthy. There are obviously a lot of affiliates in the market now. There are a lot of Forex brokers all over the world. In 2024, online, it really is difficult to work out who you can trust. Why don't you maybe tell our viewers a little bit about CompareForexBrokers and how the website came to be?
Sure. So back in 2014, the space and the web itself was quite different from what it is now. And really, there was very few actual websites that compared brokers and compared them the right way. In fact, Norm and I worked with a broker for a few years, and even they would say how difficult it is to compare themselves versus others. So we saw this as a challenge to help actual traders be able to easily compare based on what mattered to them. So examples would be stuff like regulation, spreads, platforms, make it really simple. In fact, Noam created the first ever Google Sheet, and back then Google Sheet was actually very difficult to use. He made a Google Sheet, and what he did is he actually got all the core regulated brokers and sectionalized them by the spreads, the commissions, customer service, all these different factors. So that was back then in 10 years. Obviously, there's a lot more brokers, a lot more sophistication, but that kind of gives you the ethos that we work towards helping traders make better broker decisions.
I guess the one thing that hasn't really changed in 10 years is most Forex brokers are offering a commoditized product to traders. They're primarily targeting retail traders that don't really have too much experience trading. They're looking to make money speculating on the markets. And because most of the brokers are offering the same trading platforms like MT4, MT5, they offer similar leverage amounts, they've got licenses in similar countries, it was very difficult to work out which broker was better than the other and why I should choose, let's say, Pepperstone in Australia versus Oanda in Canada.
Unless you're willing to make a Google Sheet, download every single average spread of every broker, and with that spread, then make a justification. Now, of course, we had the time, and we continue to put in the time during periods of the year to make these spreadsheets. We've got the mother of all Google Sheets. We compare over 10 different types of areas. As I said, spreads is one, trading platform, customer service, the list goes on, and we do a thorough examination of each broker, and we actually open accounts in the process.
And then it allows us to be really objective over which broker is the best based on certain categories. So for instance, we know that in terms of execution speeds, which is an assessment that we look at for Forex brokers, we know that broker X is the fastest broker in the world when it comes to execution speeds. We know that broker Y is the best Forex broker in the world when it comes to fees. We know that broker Z is the best broker in the world when it comes to licenses and being trusted.
Yeah, exactly. So the key difference between us and the other sites is if you go to our methodology section, rather than just saying broker X is better, we actually show our test results. We explain how we test, and then we show the results itself, such as execution speed. So the fact that we do these tests independently and periodically using experts such as Ross Collins in the process is why we stand out from the other kind of comparison sites on the market right now.
So maybe you've just mentioned Ross Collins. Why don't you just briefly talk about our team? Because obviously it's not just us that work on the business anymore. It was just us back in the day, 10 years ago, when we were building a website, building a business, compiling research, putting together the Google Sheets that you mentioned to everybody. Why don't you just let everyone in on, who works with us and how much effort actually goes into producing the content that we produce every single month and every single week?
Absolutely. So of course, Norm and I head content, and I'm the head researcher at CompareForexBrokers. Now, David Levy has worked with us for over 5 years. And David Levy's background is actually in IT. So he really understands the technology component of these brokers, and he's very meticulous with attention to detail when it comes to these elements. We, on the other hand, have Tegan, and Tegan is very much used to work in finance, so within a broker subsection of the market, based in New Zealand, and she's very strong in areas like compliance. She's very strong in areas such as training, so really giving a different perspective when it comes to each of these brokers. A final tier when it comes to this section is Ross Collins, which I mentioned before. So we hire Ross Collins, and he works for us in periods, running tests using EAs, which is kind of bots. So he'll do a test using bots, opening all the accounts and seeing which one has the lowest spreads, which one has the least slippage, which one has the fastest execution speeds. He'll often run these over 2 30-hour periods, as I said, using real brokers' accounts, either in demo or live mode, depending on which one works better. And that's one of the ways that we determine what is the best Forex broker. I'll just add as well, we do have other team members which we do value, such as Gemma, Mark as examples, and what they do is they do really tough work where they're constantly looking at each broker's websites, trying to see have they updated their spreads, the percentage of money that each broker loses, has that been updated? We make sure that we're as factually correct each month as possible, so you're always making informed decisions based on the present, not based on the past.
Okay, so that's a little bit about our team. It's a little bit about why we started CompareForexBrokers. And it's a little bit about how we test and analyze brokers. Do you maybe want to tell viewers why we can be trusted?
Yep. So on top of being around for over a decade, what's really important is that, like a broker, so we will only recommend brokers that are regulated, and we are one of the only comparison sites that is regulated. We hold an Australian Financial Services license, which is the highest tier you can own in Australia if you're giving financial advice or if you're trying to do a comparison like what we're doing. So we try not to give financial advice. We're not telling you to trade Forex or any CFD. But what we do is we do try to compare financial products, which are what the brokers offer, and try to give you the best value as possible. So that's piece of regulation, the fact that we've overseen here in Australia, should give you peace of mind that we're only going to recommend trusted brokers, and we're often always going to train ourselves to make sure the maximum standards that you would expect.
Also, because we've been around for so long and we do have fantastic relationships with a number of brokers that we've been recommending and reviewing for 10 years now, we do have exceptional relationships with personnel at a lot of these brokers. So I can't tell you how many times people have gotten in touch with us to say, hey, I'm having an issue with this, or I'm having an issue with that. Can you please help point me in the right direction so that I can get this issue resolved? And you'd be surprised at how important that relationship that we have with brokers can be to you as a trader, particularly if you do end up kind of heeding our advice and signing up to a broker that we recommend. And it's another reason why you can trust us, and why it's always better to effectively trade under our IB or trade under our affiliate relationship with that particular broker, because it ultimately means that you get better service and a better outcome on your trading.
So I think that's the last point that we're going to discuss today, and that's how we make money. So we make money 2 ways. First of all, we make money through advertising, and the third way is we make money by referring brokers and this is only for a fraction of the brokers on our website. So that's really important. So we list all the major brokers that we recommend, and only a fraction of these do we have a strong affiliate relationship with. As with Noam's original Google sheet 10 years ago, he made that sheet before we had any relationship with any brokers. And this level of independence is what we strive for. We have the Google sheet, we base our decisions based on that, and we may make money from some of the affiliate relationships, but not all. So that explains how we make our money and how we try to stay as independent as possible, trying to make the best recommendations of all the comparison sites in the world.
Yeah, just to add on to what Justin just mentioned, our editorial team also have no idea of the relationships that we do have with these brokers. So when they are writing an article, they really are writing an article based on the facts, based on the information that's out there, and not on which broker pays us, a better commission each month. The other thing that I did want to say was, if you do sign up with a Forex broker using our affiliate links, it doesn't cost you anything. It only benefits you. The broker does remit to us a fee or a commission on the back end, but that in no way impacts your trading. It in no way impacts your hip pocket. The only thing it does is helps us produce even better content so that we can get our content in front of more people and we can make sure that we're staying up to date, because the world of trading changes rapidly. And as Justin's already mentioned, we've got a pretty extensive team now to make sure we're staying on top of that.
Fantastic. Well,
guys, thanks so much for watching. That's pretty much all we wanted to discuss today about CompareForexBrokers. Thank you so much for the 10 years of support. Here's to the next 10 years of success and comparing and aggregating brokers in the world of Forex and CFDs. If you've liked this content, please don't hesitate to like, share and subscribe. Tell your friends all about it. And if there are any videos or any issues that you'd like us to discuss in our upcoming content, please let us know in the comment section down below. We often create videos based on feedback that we get in those comments, so don't hesitate to leave a comment there and let us know how we're going, and let us know if there's anything that you'd like us to analyze to help you on your trading journey. Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Thank you.